Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to really wherever our whims take us. Also anecdotes. I'm Sasha, and this comic we're going to look at today has a great title. It's the perfect title really for a Joker book. Killer Smile. Today we're looking at another DC Black Label release. They're newish at the time of this recording, named for their label that prints more mature, R-rated/adult books or stories. Also, these books tend not to be tied to canon, so if you like kind of more out there stories that aren't going to impact anything, then this kind of label might be for you. So far, under this new mantle of Black Label, most of them have been pretty Batman-centric, which is a very mileage vary sort of thing. Some people are all here for it, feeling that, well, he's a flagship character, so he's got to launch it off and then they can branch out, while others are just not here for it at all. They're tired of Batman. Too much Batman. How dare he? Who does he think he is? Some kind of golden age premier tier hero? Although it seems to be working, this focus on Batman and his rogues. Harleen actually got a second order for its second issue, which in this day and age is a pretty big deal. Also, the art is just beautiful in those, so go get it if you have the chance. I'm just here for anything that makes people buy more comics, because the more people buy comics, the more get made, and the more likely that they won't all be Batman. Batman is here to save us all. He's gonna remind us all that his parents are dead and that his rogues gallery is second to none. If you like a good, mature, non-canon story, hit that like button. Today's outing comes to us from Jeff Lemire, whose work we've looked at before. He did the Am I in a Mental Asylum or Not trope run on Moon Knight, whose first issue I shared with you, so if you missed that, you of course know the drill. Click the card or the link will be down below. So if you read that, you'll know that Lemire likes to dive into the psychological and the surreal. So this is a story about a new therapist who's here to just unpack everything about the Joker and cure him. He clearly has not learned from Harley at all, but that's okay. No one in Gotham seems to learn anything, ever. I mean, otherwise they'd move. Let's get started. Issue 1. The cover is really trippy, all dots, optical illusion style. I find it hard to look at, but in a good way, if that makes sense. It's unsettling. It already starts you off slightly on edge, although if I look at it too long, it starts to give me a headache. So fair warnings to those who are easily done in by visual illusions. But if you think this cover is intense, wait till you see the variant. Get ready. Brace yourself. If I woke up at night and this cover was facing my bed, I would probably scream and then cry. So essentially the reaction I'm supposed to have to the Joker. Well played, Care Andrews. Well played. Alright, here we are. Joker Smile. Writer Jeff Lemire, artist Andrea Sorrentino, colors by Jordi Belair. So we start off with the Joker waxing poetic about past crimes that he's committed. It's all overlaying this particularly horrific crime. Beauty, that is all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted is to create things that are beautiful. The Joker has filled color-coordinated balloons with laughing gas, and they're floating towards Gotham, and for some reason, they're all enamored and not horrified. No, in Gotham, the colors purple and green together should cause some kind of Pavlovian response. You should just start heading for the hills or collapse on the ground twitching. But no, people stop and ooh, ah, balloons. Balloons are rarely a good sign in stories, and also they're attached to a clown. Next thing he's gonna be telling you that they're gonna make you float. I am to give my audience what they need, not what they want. Happiness, laughter, yes, laughter most of all, that is true beauty. Life is meant to be savored. This panel of the Joker walking amongst his victims, it's just so evocative. There's something about it that captures the essence of him so well, how he revels in his own chaotic world. It conveys so much Jokerness you could take the text away and it would still stand. You don't need text to get this sentiment. Now we're treated to Dr. Ben Arnell, the latest in I'm totally okay and I'm gonna cure the Joker and not go insane candidates. He is not gonna be okay. That's not a spoiler, that's just a fact. He even says that he's here to cure the Joker, and the Joker just laughs in his face. Earned. The Joker challenges him flat out, saying that, so what if he cures him? Is that going to bring all the people that he killed back to life? He then accuses the Doctor of being in this for his own ego. Where are the lies? No lies detected. The Joker gives great reverse therapy sessions. Just ask Harley, although on second thought, better not. Is he alright? Is this just an ego thing with you, Dr. Arnell? Of course not. Just think if we could break through with an extreme case like him. If we could build a model from that, the applications for other patients facing psychosis like this. Well, his boss is as skeptical of that as I am, so gives him 2 more weeks and then it's done. He's rotating to another patient. No one wants another Harley. Honestly, that's probably worse than if the Joker just killed him. She had a high death toll. People forget that sometimes. People are dead. Ben starts to head home, and the things that the Joker told him about beauty and all of that in the therapy session are overlaid in narration boxes only over the things that are important to Ben. So instead of murder and death, they're over his son and his wife and his happy family. But there's a really ominous panel where it shows he has a smiley on his dashboard mirror with a tag saying, "Best dad ever." Nah, fam, it's time to move. I'm worried about his son. Nothing should be smiling in a Joker comic, except for the Joker. We're then treated to 2 panels of an unsettling children's story, where happy forest creatures are suddenly visited by a Mr. Smiles, a clown with a chainsaw. And if you've ever seen an episode of Happy Tree Friends, then you know what happens next. And if you haven't, to quote Zootopia, blood, 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 and a death. It gets even more disconcerting when it's revealed that he's reading this story to his son for bedtime. Sleep tight. This is a weird book. Where'd you get this one? You gave it to me, Dad. Remember? Yeah. That's not okay. Banned. This book is going on the high shelf. Understandably, Ben is disturbed because he has no recollection of giving his son this book or ever having seen it before. Ben's wife, also understandably, is worried about him. It's justified. It's 100% justified. It's not right, Ben. I mean, no one should be alone with that thing. It's not healthy for you or safe. And I don't want you bringing any of that home. I'm not. I won't, even as the panel rats him out. And it's perfectly safe. Trust me, Arkham is probably the most fortified place in the city. I have no words. That says a lot about Gotham. Oh, really? How many times has he escaped already? Thank you. Ben begins to have some symbolic, unsettling nightmares. He sees at first a purple balloon, so balloons, the sign of evil, and then it explodes into a Rorschach ink block test style symbol. It's not exact, but it appears to be close to the 3rd Rorschach card, the one used to examine how the subject relates to other people, because most people see this card as people interacting in some way. Again, it's not an exact replica. Maybe it's just meant to convey, ooh, hey, look, that's like a Rorschach ink blot, and I'm reading too much into it, which is entirely possible. But also it's Jeff Lemire, so maybe not. There are 10 Rorschach cards, by the way, and some of them have colors on them. Not everybody knows that, but it's also contested as a test because culturally, depending upon where you are, that can make the answers vary, but that's a story for another day. Doesn't really matter here, probably maybe. Ben awakens, now colored purple like the balloon, and he wanders downstairs towards a mysterious scratching sound seemingly coming from a green door. Don't go in there, the Hulk's back there. Little immortal Hulk joke for you there. That would be great. The mysterious green door in the Hulk's comics just leads to a bizarre Black Label Joker Elseworld story. Suddenly, the light goes on. Ben, what are you doing down here? He's in the basement and the night is done. It's morning and he's completely disoriented and probably was sleepwalking. So of course, because he's a therapist and he knows that these are signs that something is wrong, he tells absolutely no one. So he's 100% qualified to work in Gotham and at Arkham. He goes to work and begins to ask the Joker about one of his most iconic crimes. In this universe, it happened 8 years ago, and that's the laughing fish. They're finny and funny and oh so delish. It's almost like performance art to you, isn't it? Yeah, almost. He's making fun of him. The Joker is making fun of him. This man is being made fun of. He's a murder artist? Come on now, Ben. Stop getting all of your ideas from Hannibal. Really, what Ben is trying to do is pry the Joker's past out of him, because only someone with chemical knowledge, a chemist perhaps, could have engineered those fish. But the Joker is not here to play that game. He loves his origin to be multiple choice. So instead, he starts telling Ben something else. The exact story of Mr. Smiles. Ben runs out of the room, horrified, to go to the bathroom and dramatically smash water on his face, because that solves everything in fiction. It's time to quit. It's just time to leave. Sometimes it's acceptable to just walk out. This is one of those times. The story of Mr. Smiles continues, now paralleling the story of Ben and the Joker, casting Ben as a creature lured into Mr. Smiles' house, going in willingly despite knowing that it was a trap. Ben then hallucinates that one of his colleagues has been brutally murdered by the Joker in a really beautifully disturbing panel. This colleague is apparently unfazed by being burst in upon while he's in the washroom, and instead is just mildly annoyed and just leaves Ben there crying on the floor. But I guess this is Arkham Asylum. That probably happens pretty frequently. The Joker is in his cell drawing a giant Mr. Smiles on the wall, and my only question was, who gave him colored pencils? Those are pointy. This is a crayon room if I ever saw one. It would be much harder to kill somebody with a crayon, although Bullseye could probably do it, but he can kill a man apparently with the cardboard part of a toilet paper roll, so he's setting the standard pretty high. As the animal lay there dying on his floor, Mr. Smiles asked, "You knew this would happen. Why on earth did you come inside?" With his dying breath, the poor little creature responded, "Because I needed know how it feels. I am here for this. If you're into that blurred, what's real, what's not real, person losing their grip on sanity kind of narrative, but also featuring the Joker, then this just might be for you. It also features a Joker who is genuinely scary. Not the hot Joker. Go over to Harleen for that. There's a sexy hipster Joker over there. This is a menacing Joker, and I like that as a reader, we can already tell that Ben is in way over his head, and also that he's nowhere near as clever as he thinks he is. We've heard about the Joker doing these types of things to his doctors, but we rarely see it. However, as a result, for some, this is hardly going to feel very compelling. In fact, it may feel played out. Also, there are a lot of sitting and talking panels which are similarly colored, so it may feel a bit flat and undynamic in parts for some. Also, the Joker here isn't very charming. As mentioned, he's scary, so it's a bit harder to get into Ben's mindset of why he's staying and doing this. This is a story that wants you to read it again, to look for layers, but it remains to be seen if it will prove as clever as it clearly hopes to. So with narratives like this, it's time to play my favorite game, Guess the Twist, because in a story like this, the real twist would be if there was no twist. Okay, I'll start. Ben's family died in that balloon attack that we saw at the start of the story. When we look at those panels, we see that Batman punched the Joker really hard in the face. A tooth flew out and it looked like maybe he broke his nose. And then in the therapy sessions, the Joker has a bandage over the bridge of his nose, so it looks like it may have been a recent incident. Also, the hairstyles seem to correlate. So I postulate, Ben is going home to no one. 'Cause I'm dark like that. That's probably not what's happening. Give me your theories down below. I want to hear them. Are you on board for a psychological Joker thriller, or are you gonna do what Ben should be doing right now and quit? Let me know. And also, while you're down there telling me all your theories, please do the rest of the YouTube things. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid, and thank you so much for giving me some of your time, the most precious of commodities. I'm Sasha, and I'll see you again soon here on Casually Comics. Bye-bye.